Welcome back to another episode of Sweet Cards, Dude, the podcast, presented by Houston Card Exchange.
Say one more time.
So you woke up a Carolina Panther this morning. Did you have to pinch yourself a little bit?
Oh, no, man. I woke up ready, man. I got a call right after I got dressed. They was coming to pick me up at 9:30 in the morning. I told them I'm going to be ready.
What was that feeling like when you got the call? Because I saw the emotion in your face in the video, but what were those emotions?
Overly excited, man, whole time, and I really trying to hold my tears in for real, man. I told my folks I wasn't going to crack. I was trying to be tough guy, but, man, I was really over excited.
Showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl, Junior.
Man, that's good stuff right there. No. All kidding aside, Xavier Leggett, he's going to be a pretty good wide receiver in the NFL. But I don't know, Farmer Fran, he kind of they have very similar sounding speech pronunciation, and so I don't know, it's all good though. But hey, welcome to Sweet Cards, dude. This is episode number 23. I'm riding solo tonight. My partner in crime is missing in action, but it's all good. It's been a busy week for both of us, and so here we are, ready to rock and roll. And so on today's episode, we're going to get into some news items, talk about, I don't know, a couple different things. We'll get into it though, but some of the latest news that's come out in the hobby is $2 million in baseball cards believed to be stolen from an Ohio hotel. And so only in Ohio, right? But a shipment of more than $2 million worth of baseball cards intended for display at last month's Strongville Sports Collectors Convention is missing. And so I read through this article from Sports Collectors Daily. Big shout out to Sports Collectors Daily. Great article they put together right here. But first off, why would you mail $2 million worth of baseball cards to a Best Western? I'm just kind of at a loss for words on that, but I mean, it says Memory Lane's Auctions shipped the package from its Southern California headquarters via FedEx during the week of April 14th. And a police report says officers were called to the scene just after 4 p.m. on April 18th. And so, I don't know. It's an auction house that did this, and so I'm pretty sure they probably have some pretty upset customers about this. But what are your thoughts on that? I don't even know if I would ship $100 worth of sports cards to a Best Western. But hey, no offense to Best Western. Some of their newer hotels are actually pretty decent, pretty nice, and so no shade at all. But I don't know. I mean, you got to think though, these cards are going to start to show up. I believe some of these were kind of graded cards, and I mean, some of them were really old. Some of the T206 tobacco cards, 14 rare 1914 Cracker Jack cards, Mickey Mantle, Roberto Clemente. Those are some of the few others that they have. But yeah, if you want to read the full article, you can go to Sports Collectors Daily. And then I also believe that Hobby News Daily also picked up this release. And so here's just an example of one of the Cracker Jack cards that looks to have been missing. Yeah, that's just crazy. If these cards show up somewhere, someone's going to be asking some questions about that. But I don't know. That's pretty crazy. I don't know. Again, I wouldn't ship to a Best Western, but I'm sure these will turn up, and if not, they're going to be in someone's secret PC somewhere, and they'll never come to light again. But so, new releases we have between, yesterday, if you're listening to this today, on the 9th, but yeah, Bowman baseball, or Bowman today. It's always a lot of chatter, a lot of stuff on social media about Bowman. I know they got some pretty cool looking anime inserts. I think it's 1955 anime, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, those are really, really cool looking inserts they have. But so they have the blasters, you have a case, the hobby boxes, the jumbo boxes, the HTA choice boxes. Those all came out today when I recorded this on the 8th. And then We also have the 2023-24 Panini Royal Basketball Hobby Box. That also dropped today as well, too. I know that's always a really, really nice one. And so I know that those are always really, really nice cards to have. The die cuts they have are really, really sick. I was looking at the case price for one of those, and it was just like crazy. I think it was like 10 grand for a case. But I don't know if you got it, go get it. You know what I'm saying? But also today we had 2024 Upper Deck SP Game Used Golf Hobby Box. I don't know. I think golf cards are cool. I have quite a few golf cards. Most of them are for sale on my eBay store. So if you have a chance and you're looking for some golf cards, go check it out. Got a Tiger Wood rookie. I don't know. They got a whole lot of the early Upper Deck cards that first came out. But that was my shameless plug for my eBay store. That's sweet cards, dude. But we also had Marvel Annual Trading Cards Hobby Box came out today. And then it looks like on the 10th, we have 23-24 Panini Select Basketball, the Hobby Box, and then also a Mega Box case. 2024 Leaf Metal Pop Century Box. That's a non-sport set. That also comes out on the 10th. 23-24 Panini Donruss Soccer Hobby Box on the 10th as well, too. And then on the 15th, we have 2024 Topps Archives Signature Series Retired Players. So that's always a fun rip. Pretty decently priced as well, too. 23-24 Panini Select La Liga Soccer Hobby Box is on the 15th. 23-24 Topps UEFA Club Petition's Finest Soccer Hobby Box also drops on the 15th. And then the 2024 Leaf Vivid Football Box drops on the 17th. And then 2023 Panini Clearly Donruss Football Hobby Box drops on the 17th as well, too. And then wrapping it up on the 18th, we have the 2023-24 Panini Select La Liga International Soccer Hobby Box as well, too. And so, I don't know, other news that came out today, Fanatics was able to get the Premier League Soccer kind of sewed up for, I think it's the years 25 and 26. And so we'll be seeing some Topps Premier League Soccer cards come out, and that's going to be pretty sweet. But let's just keep trucking along as we make our way through. So this has been a really fun subject, and I know people have their opinions on this, and I know a lot of it is kind of conjecture or whatever. It's not really true, but I mean, I don't know. Look at this picture right here. Like, I mean, there's some similarities. I don't know. I think it would be cool. It'd be a cool storyline if he truly was, but I mean, he's probably not. But his play lately has been very similar to Michael Jordan's play. I mean, he has just been taking games over, and the Timberwolves are up 2 right now in their series. And so I don't know. This is always a fun one. It's always just fun to kind of kid around about that, but I don't know. And the results are in. You, Mr. Jordan, are Anthony Edwards' father. Let's go. But to kind of segue from that, let's go into the NBA playoffs. So we have the Eastern Conference, Boston versus Cleveland. Currently, the Celtics are leading the series 1 game. Only the Celtics are leading the Eastern Conference semifinals. Yeah, so in the Eastern Conference, you have Boston versus Cleveland, and then New York versus Indiana. Boston took the game 1, 120-95. They play again today. If you're watching this today, again, I'm just joking around, but at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And then looks like we'll have some games this weekend as well, too. And so we'll have, I don't know, some good games coming up. New York versus Indiana. My slide is actually not updated. The Knicks won tonight. I want to say by 10. I caught the end of that game. Well, 121 to 130. The Knicks had 130. And so they're leading in the series now 2-0. But then in our Western Conference, we have Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Dallas Mavericks. The Thunder are currently leading the series 1-0. They put a whooping on the Mavs the other night. I mean, I didn't realize. I mean, I wish I would say that I had watched more of the Thunder's game, since I have a soft spot for Oklahoma City. Not necessarily the Thunder, but just the actual overall city. My wife is from Oklahoma, and so I don't know. I think the Thunder are really, really good at basketball. I think Chet has brought a lot, and then I mean, I don't know, SGA by himself. I mean, he's MVP candidate for sure, and so I don't know. It'll be good to see them. I hope that Oklahoma actually beats Dallas. My partner in crime, Houston Card Exchange, he brought it up to my attention in one of our last that hey, we gotta make sure Dallas does not win, because if they win, then they'll have as many championships as Houston does, and so we want to keep Dallas on that same playing field, same level. But I don't know, it's all fun and games. But so Denver versus Minnesota, and so this really gets to our previous point with Anthony Edwards. Minnesota's up 2-0 right now. So I don't know. They are kind of the leaders to win the West right now is what it's looking like. And so it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be some good series that we have left coming up over the next week or so as we kind of move into Eastern and Western Conference Finals. I don't know. I'll make my predictions. I'm saying Oklahoma City versus Minnesota for the West. And then I'm going to say Boston versus New York. That'll be a good classic kind of matchup right there for that Northeast. I don't know. Indiana right now, I don't know. I can't say. I mean, I like Tyrese Halliburton. I really like Tyrese, but I don't know. His play has not been up to par in the last few games that I've been able to watch. I mean, making a lot of poor passes, a lot of dangerous passes that are becoming turnovers, and then just like throwing shots up that he's not making. I mean, there was one tonight towards the end of the game. He tried to flop and get a foul, and it didn't work out. But I don't know. Boston versus New York, and then Oklahoma versus Minnesota. That's my kind of picks for the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. And then from there, I mean, I really like Ant-Man, but I want to see Oklahoma win. So I think Oklahoma City is going to be in the finals, and then we're going to see the Knicks, and it's going to be the Knicks versus Oklahoma City. And so I don't know. I'm not really a gambling man. I'm not saying, hey, go pick these teams or anything like that. But I definitely think that Oklahoma City versus the Knicks is going to be what we see in the finals, and it should be a pretty good finals if that's the case. I mean, you got the Villanova trio out in New York, and then I don't know, Oklahoma City. They used to have the most chemistry. They're a young team. They kind of have that. I don't know. They have that energy that you see in some college teams, and I don't know. Very exciting team to watch, and it'll be fun for the rest of these series. And so I don't know. This is a really, really cool one. And so yeah, Saturday Morning Cartoons, a new trading card company that has just released their first release of Steamboat Willie, which is public domain, I believe, since it was 1928, if I'm not mistaken. But again, Hobby News Daily had a really good article, press release on this. Yeah, they're Saturday Morning Cards is a newly founded independent trading card company. We'll be making its entrance into the trading card market with its first release, Steamboat Willie Chromium cards, in early May of 2024. And so SMC, which stands for Saturday Morning Cards, is a brand that aims to capture the nostalgia of the good old days when Saturday mornings were filled with watching cartoons, playing with toys and video games, and just being a kid. With a focus on retro IPs combined with modern designs, SMC is creating limited edition collectible mini art that perfectly captures the Saturday morning experience again. I don't know. These are really, really, really cool looking cards. There's been a lot of social media on these. And so I have one that I have ordered, and so I'm looking forward to getting that. I think that where it says pre-orders will start shipping June 1st of 2024. So hopefully we can get one of those in here at the beginning of June and be able to kind of take a look at it and see what it's talking about. But I mean, from what I've seen so far, I don't know, these are going to be really cool cards to kind of have in your collection or your PC. And so I I know I saw a post today. I think they were 50% sold out already on kind of their pre-orders. And so I don't know, go get in. Yeah, and kind of last but not least, big show that we have coming up this next weekend, May 11th and May 12th. Happy Mother's Day. Didn't realize this was Mother's Day whenever I signed up for this show. So I apologize to my wife now, just because I'm going to be at a card show on Mother's Day. And so, I mean, it is what it is. Just got to make sure that I get her taken care of very well for Mother's Day. But really looking forward to the show. I'll be set up again at tables 41 and 42 with Houston Card Exchange. We're kind of a dynamic duo, it seems now. And so you'll be seeing us at other shows in the future as well, too. I don't know. A lot of buzz around this show. Always is. It's a really good show. It's down on the neck of woods where we grew up. And so it's always good to be back in our home kind of territory. I don't know. I'm just really looking forward to it. Have a lot of new, more valuable cards than I had at the first show that we set up. We'll have some waxed as well. And then just good times and kind of good vibes. And I don't know, really looking forward to these shows. This will be our second show that we've kind of set up at. And so if you are in the area on Saturday or Sunday on the south side of Houston at the Marriott Hobby Airport, I don't know. And even if you're not in town, I mean, Southwest has pretty good deals and Hobby Airport is right there. And so, I mean, you're a quick flight away to being in the H and then coming on down Airport Boulevard over to the Marriott and I don't know, having a good time. And so we're really looking forward to that. Big shout out to the HTown Cards and Collectibles show. Looking forward to, I don't know, being a part of the hobby and rubbing elbows with people that have kind of been doing this for a while and just building relationships and hopefully selling some cards. And I'll have some stickers to kind of give out as well too. I know that Houston Card Exchange, he's approaching his next giveaway with followers. And I mean, it could coincide, honestly, right when this show is going to take place, if our cards correctly. And then he's also been running his 35 days of Adley on social media. And so he's been posting a card every day for 35 days. Adley's number is 35. And I know Houston Card Exchange got that heat. And so if you all just stop by and give Houston Card Exchange a high five and tell him sweet cards, dude. Even though I'm sitting right next to him, just tell him sweet cards, dude said, hey, he told us to come say hello and said you had that fire. And he does have that fire. And so I don't know, his collection is just growing tremendously and really excited to kind of be partnering up with him. Really glad to have him as a partner on the podcast, and also just to kind of be going on this journey together. We've known each other for a really, really good time. We go way, 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 way back. And so it's been nice to reconnect as we've gotten older at the end of last year into this year and kind of talking on a more regular basis than we used to. But that is all I have this evening. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Hopefully next week we will have Houston Card Exchange back with us, and hopefully we'll have a guest. Big shout out to Card Galaxy for joining us last week. Be on the lookout for his streams on Whatnot. And again, if you are in Houston on the 11th or the 12th, this coming Saturday and Sunday, be sure to stop by the HTown Cards and Collectibles show and say what's up. And I don't know, enjoy the hobby. This is sweet cards, dude.
Sweet cards, dude.
Sweet cards, dude. Sweet cards, dude.